Meet Frank Richardson, 13. Frank attends High Creek High School. His parents are doctors. Here's his classmate William Cavallo, also 13. William's parents own a restaurant. Frank and William are good friends. In his free time, Frank loves playing video games. He is quite studious, however, and mostly gets A's. William is an attentive student as well and mostly gets B's. In his spare time, he helps his parents at the restaurant. Frank and William both want to be successful in life and make their parents proud. However, they have different perceptions regarding careers. While Frank wants to be a high-profile professional, such as a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, William's horizons are much broader. In the restaurant, he has befriended customers from all walks of life, from the owners of hot dog stands to garbage management entrepreneurs, some of whom are quite successful and comfortably off. William knows that any kind of job, traditional or otherwise, can open up a world of opportunities for a determined person. One day in history class, their teacher, Mrs. Rose, mentioned that she had hundreds of old family photographs dating back several decades. If only there was some way to preserve them before they fell to pieces altogether. Now William sensed an opportunity in this passing remark. If he could somehow organize these photos for Mrs. Rose, maybe he would earn some extra money. He discussed this idea with Frank after school, but Frank simply shrugged it off. Mrs. Rose was hardly likely to trust school kids with her precious photographs. But William was unfazed. He mulled over the idea for some days and decided that he could scan the photos, clean up the damaged ones with a photo processing software, and then put them on a disk for Mrs. Rose. The next day in school, he approached Mrs. Rose with this plan, to her intense delight. She readily agreed to pay William 50 cents per photo. Since she had about 1,000 such photos, William could expect a handsome income of $500 from his project. He promised to complete the task by the end of next week. The major difficulty in this plan was that William had neither a scanner nor a photo processing software. He was confident, however, that someone in his vast network would have both. He first approached his tech-savvy friends, but none showed any interest in the project. Then William tried a different approach. One of the restaurant cleaners had a son, Carlos, who was extremely good with technology. Sure enough, Carlos not only had a scanner and the necessary software, but was also eager to partner with William in the project. William and Carlos got the photos on Friday. They worked throughout that night and on the weekend in order to complete the project long before it was due. This way they would gain Mrs. Rose's confidence as well as new referrals. Thus it was that Mrs. Rose received her 1,000 photographs, beautifully restored and organized, 5 days before the due date. She could hardly believe it and insisted on going through the photos before paying William and Carlos. The next day, William met an ecstatic Mrs. Rose who loved his superb work. She not only paid him but also declared that she would refer him to all her contacts that needed a similar service. William and Carlos had successfully launched their own startup.